Let's now move on to trade payable days, which shows how long on average a business takes to pay its creditors for the goods and services which it has purchased on credit. For example, if the answer to this calculation was 60, this means that it takes a business an average of 60 days to pay for the goods and services which it has purchased on credit. For trade payables, typically, the higher the figure, the better it is for the business, as this means the business is holding on to its money for a longer period of time. Put simply, the golden rule in business is to collect money as soon as possible from debtors and to keep hold of money for as long as possible from creditors. In other words, the aim is to have the trade receivables day figure as low as possible and the trade payables day figure as high as possible, meaning that a business can use this money to generate additional interest in a savings account, be invested into other areas of the business, or it's on hand to cover any unexpected costs, rather than the money being sat in the accounts of the debtors and creditors of the business. But, and this is very important, all of this must be done under the agreed payment terms with the business's debtors and creditors. A business should not force a debtor to repay earlier than agreed, or should it hold on to payments for longer than it agreed with its creditors. This would not be a sustainable business practice and can cause serious liquidity problems, as well as tarnishing the reputation of the business and ruining important relationships with debtors and creditors. Anyway, back to the trade payables days ratio, which is calculated by dividing trade payables by credit purchases and multiplying the answer by 365. Let's take a look at an example of the trade payables day ratio being calculated. So, the owner of Tom's Tops is back for more help. Last year, Tom's Tops had trade payables of £32,000 and credit purchases of £160,000. Based on this information, what was the trade payable days for Tom's Tops last year? If you want to, you can pause your screen now and have an attempt at the scenario on your own, or just wait a couple of seconds and follow me as I work through the example. Firstly, you need to locate the trade payables figure and the credit purchases figure, which in this example, the business has trade payables of £32,000 and credit purchases of £160,000. All you need to do now is apply the trade payables days formula, which is trade payables divided by credit purchases multiplied by 365. So that's trade payables of £32,000 divided by credit purchases of £160,000 multiplied by 365, which in this scenario you get an answer of 73, meaning that it takes the business an average of 73 days to pay for the goods and services which they have purchased on credit.